Welcome back, guys. I trust you've been staying safe. Now, in the early hours of the 8th of August 2024, the remains of a female will be found on the expressway on Abuja streets in Nigeria in West Africa. At the time, people thought that this was just probably another case of a female being the victim of one assault or another form of crime being meted against women in Africa. But upon further examination, it turned out that this person was not just any regular person, but there were some question marks about who the person was because, first of all, it wasn't even a woman at all. It was actually a man. And it was not just any man, it was the popular Nigerian cross-dressing TikToker called Abuja Area Mama, who had actually been unalived and left on the streets by somebody. Now, Abuja Area Mama, if you are not aware, was openly trans. She actually spoke about this on her Facebook handle. She was all over and she didn't hide anything about what her sexuality was. She openly declared that she's gay and she dresses like a woman and goes out at night, venturing into the escort business. Now, per the research I did, he has been in this business for about 18 years. That's per his own account of videos that he has put out on his Facebook handle. I'm not yet sure of his actual age. Now, when he was found, his face was badly battered with blood oozing all over, but his body seemed untouched. That's the weird thing. His body seemed untouched. His wig was perfectly in place. And he laid prostrate on the floor. And for some reason, his zipper was opened and his manhood was pulled out. I can't show that picture here because of respect for his memory and his family, and also because of YouTube graphic restrictions. But that is the state he was found in. And as at now, investigations are ongoing. No suspect has been apprehended, but I believe that there are some pointers to who or what type of person may have done this to Abuja Area Mama. And I'll get into that shortly. But as it stands now, his remains has been deposited at the mortuary. I don't know if his family has even come forward yet, but that is how the life of the popular crossdresser Abuja Area Mama came to an end. But it is not surprising to me actually, because this is not the first time he has faced violence. You know, here in Africa, it is an obvious truth out there that the issue of LGBTQ and the trans agenda is something that is in bad taste with regards to the culture out here. So it is very abnormal to have a man dressing like a woman, flaunting around. That is bad enough. Not to talk of him taking it a step further and deciding that he is now going onto the streets at night to go and look for clients as part of the escort business who will take him home for his escort services and then pay him when they are done with him. It's like the abomination is over the roof. And that is where I believe this might have stemmed from. Although there could be possible reasons also for how come he was unalived by somebody. But I think that the most likely motive would be what he was doing and the fact that people hated it, because this is not the first time he's met violence in his line of work. There was a time some few years ago where he was actually attacked by two men, and one of them even inflicted a knife wound on him and he fought back. This guy is not some easy target. He's not some wimp that you can just mess around with and walk away unscathed. Look at the guy's muscles. He's built and he's tough. And he actually alludes to the fact that he's a fighter in his videos. He talks about the fights he's been in, and that explains to me the level of confidence at which he goes out at night and flaunts himself around, knowing very well that the very environment in which he's staying detests what he's doing. And even for a fact, the laws in his country probably don't even support what he's doing. But this guy does it with an open chest and he doesn't give a damn. So he was not a punk. He was not a weak target. He's a fit guy. Look at the guy's muscles. Look at his six-pack. And I believe this guy can fight. So for him to be caught up in such a situation where this time around he is just eliminated, his face badly damaged like this, I am suspecting that he got caught unawares. And probably this was because he knew his assailant. I'm sure his assailant may be somebody who dislikes what he is doing with regards to the cultural dynamics, but decided to probably pose as if he was one of his clients coming to subscribe to his escort business so that he can win his trust and then recruit him, take him to wherever he or she, in this case, resides, and then in that state, he would now be in a position to overpower him, such that he could have been unalived by one or more people. And probably he didn't see the threat coming because the person might have pretended he or she was also into what he's doing and had even probably subscribed to his services. Because one thing that I'm suspecting is that they didn't take his life at where he was found. I'm suspecting that they did whatever they did to him somewhere else and they came and dumped him at where he was found, which would explain why his body didn't show any marks of a struggle and why his face was badly damaged, such that they probably bludgeoned him and they caught him off guard. Because when it comes to such things, the first blow can just knock the person out and the rest is history. So it's obvious that Abuja area mama couldn't put up a fight this time. And just like that, his life came to an end. Now, that is the likely thing that I have, trying to preempt what had caused his passing. But there could be other reasons. I remember there was a case like this in East Africa last year, where the victim was put in a trunk and it seemed like it was a hate crime, only to be found out later that it was a crime of passion. It was his own friend who had done that to him, or maybe his own ex-boyfriend who had done that to him. So some of these stories, when they come out, it seems like it's an open and shut case, but investigations can sometimes reveal that the true cause of death and the motives behind the killing was totally different from what was initially being preempted. So I'm still sitting on the fence, and I'm counting on Nigeria police to solve this one, and I believe they will. I don't think he being a trans would have any influence on how serious they will take the case. I think and I expect that they will treat the case with all the seriousness it requires, because at the end of the day, a life has been lost. The sexuality of the person doesn't matter, a life has been lost, and I think that it should be given all the attention it requires, just as would have been done for any other person with a sexuality that the culture embraces. But I have other questions, like for starters, why would he be in the escort business? I know people do these things, I don't subscribe to it, but for 18 years, he's been doing this per his own account. What is he looking for? Because my research further reveals that he wasn't actually financially struggling. He was well-to-do. Apparently, he had 3 cars and 2 businesses. So with that, he could have actually left what he was doing, if not for anything, at least just to save his life and ensure his safety, and focused more on his businesses. Unless there's something I'm not seeing. But then also, you go on his Facebook and you see the way he flaunts the money. It's likely, he enjoyed the quick money. That's the thing. I'm not judging him, but all I'm saying is sometimes quick money has severe consequences, because it's easy to get quick money, and at a point, the act that you are putting in, which is bringing you the quick money, begins to get addictive by virtue of the quick money it's bringing you. So even when it seems to the public that you are better off now and you should be stopping that act, you that is in the act finds it difficult to stop the act, because the greed and selfishness of the money it's bringing at that piece has now become an addiction in the action, such that you can't stop. And I have a feeling that is where Abuja area mama was in his, well, let me say her, or maybe his or her craft. I don't know. It's very unfortunate. And let's go to the comment section and type RIP. I hope that this case will be solved as soon as possible. And for some reason, I don't believe this would be the last one. A cross-dresser in Nigeria has now come out to also say that he is not actually into the escort business, but he just dresses like a woman to create content on social media, and that is it. And I think that is him trying to save his skin. Put a notice out there to any prospective criminal or corporate trying to come after him, to let him know that, hey, I'm not like this guy. Please spare me whatever evil you have in mind. I think that we are in a dangerous world. Sometimes you coming out in certain ways, at certain times, in certain spaces, can endanger your life, just because your beliefs and what you stand for might be different from what the culture there embraces. And maybe, just maybe, that could be what may have led to the passing of Abuja area mama. It's very unfortunate. I'm doing a deep dive on this guy, and in the days ahead I'm going to bring you videos talking about how he even started this. He himself is on record explaining how how and why he went into this and the benefits he's been getting from it. I don't subscribe to it, like I mentioned. I believe that there is no better way to get good money, peaceful money, than working hard on something that is legal and diligent and does not scar your dignity, like a business or like any form of employment which you enjoy. That type of business, I think it glorifies you. But hey, what do I know? Subscribe to the channel if you are yet to do so. Turn on post notifications. Following this case, I'll bring you an update. Watch our other videos and leave your comments in the comment section. Share the videos with others. Catch you on the next one. Stay safe out there.